Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? John here with another video. Hope you guys are doing well today, keeping your vibrations way up high, the roof, to the sky, the ceiling, way up high and high on vibrations. So, before I start the video, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, click the bell for more notifications to support my channel. But let's get to it. So, what I'm going to talk today about is one of the movies I saw recently, and I used to watch, it came out in theaters, I remember when I was like probably 9 or 10, and I used to watch it over and over. It used to be one of my, it still is one of my favorite movies. But back then I really couldn't understand it like I do now, but it's a movie I can really relate to on a spiritual level. The movie's called Bridge to Terabithia. I'm sure some of y'all have seen that or have heard of that movie. I give that movie 10 out of 10. I highly enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed it even when I was a kid, because I remember I used to watch that movie over and over and over when I got it in DVD. So the movie is based on the main character. His name is Jess, and he becomes best friends with this new girl at his school. Her name is Leslie, and I'd say Leslie is like off the grid type person in the movie. Like her and her family seem like they're I'm talking about this movie on a spiritual level too. So, but I can tell they are like off the grid type people. Like they're not plugged in the matrix. They're not greedy. They're not about money like her parents, it seemed like. They seem more creative in the movie by what I'm seeing, like when I watched it the other day. And same with Jess, the main character. He seems also very creative and talented. Like apparently he's like an artist. Like he draws like different characters or like different pictures of just his imagination, basically. And I'd say drawing stuff or like being an artist like that, I believe that is a very creative thing, because you're expressing your imagination. You're expressing what you're feeling, what you think about things, or just creating your own reality. And that's basically what this movie is. So apparently Jess and Leslie become like best friends, because Leslie looks like she's not, like she doesn't fit in, basically. And this kind of resonates with like having a spiritual awakening. Like you don't fit in with the rest of the crowd, like in school or at work, a group of people. You just, like when you're the chosen one, you feel like you stick out. And that's what she seemed like in that class. And she says, the teacher asked or says, you need a TV for this new assignment for your homework for like the class they were in. And she was like, what if we don't have a TV? And the whole kids in the class, of course, laugh. But now I can resonate with that. It's like, what if you don't have a TV? Like she said, my dad says the TV kills your brain cells. I can relate with that. The TV televised your vision, dumbs you down. Watching the news, the media. When you watch the news constantly, you're plugging yourself in the matrix. You're putting all that fear in you. It dumbs you down. It makes you vulnerable to fear. You fear things that shouldn't even affect you. But back on topic. But yeah, she gets laughed at for saying, what if you don't have a TV? And then the kids make fun of her for that. And that's what happens when you're awakened and you see what this reality is. And I'm not saying that's what this movie's about. I just can, like these types of movies, you can see with your third eye, with your sixth sense, what it is on a spiritual level. Because movies do have their hidden meanings or hidden secrets in them. Even the old type movies, or adventure movies, whatever, sci-fi. But yeah, she gets bullied for not having a TV. And yeah, that's what happens. Like when you're awake and you see what things are in this 3D matrix, and the people who are still asleep plugged in, they'll laugh at you, they'll criticize you, they'll make fun of you, saying, oh, this person's crazy, or stuff like that. But then apparently Leslie and Jess become best friends, and they go out deep in nature, in the wilderness, and they're like, what if we have our own place, our own reality, our own world, like away from all the people at school, like the people that are plugged in the matrix, like off the grid type stuff. What if we create our own thing, our own reality, like escaping the matrix and having your own world to hang out in? And she says, keep your mind wide open. And I can relate with that. When that is true in this life. It's like, keep your mind open. Don't be closed-minded. Keep your mind open. Like, you can manifest anything you want for yourself when you put your work into it and your faith into it. When you put your trust within yourself. But creating your own reality, when you go within, you can visualize your own reality, what you want, or just being creative, basically. So basically they're using their imagination, that they were in the land of Terabithia. It's like a kingdom where Jess is apparently the king and Leslie is, I think, the queen. Yeah, the queen. Like, it's their own land. It's all theirs to them. Like, they're not plugged in the matrix. They're in their own world. They're basically off the grid. And it's just those types of adventure movies where it's just a bunch of creativity. Like, when you have your mind wide open, you see things on a different perspective. You're more open-minded. You see things for what they are. You can make something of your own. You have the ability to create more. You have ideas that have never even come to you ever in your life. Like, so many new opportunities for you. But, like, you can have your own adventure if you want in the woods or wherever. But you really gotta see it with your third eye, though. I do feel like this movie does tie in, even though they don't say any of this, but I can tell this movie ties in with the third eye. Because keep your mind, God's mind, wide open. You see a different reality. So I kind of see this movie tying in with, like, the dream world, dreamland. But yeah, like, when you keep your mind wide open, you see a whole bunch of different things that you just can't see with these two eyes. But you gotta go deep. You gotta go deep within. You can also visualize it when you go deep within. But you gotta be present. You gotta be deeply present with your higher self. But this movie, I can definitely relate with. Like, it's so adventurous. It's so creative. It's always been one of my favorite movies. I've never read the book before. I know there is a lot more in the book, I've heard, than the movie. That's why they say it's best to read the book first, then watch the movie. And I agree with that too, but just watching the movie itself, I think it was a good masterpiece. Very underrated. Like, again, I give that movie a 10 out of 10, but I can really relate with it. Like, keeping your mind wide open. Because when you're plugged in the Matrix, it's for instance, Jess's dad was very, like, strict on him. Always wanted him to do chores. Was always on him about money. Oh, we got money coming. Come on, let's do these chores. This, that. Like, him and his dad were not close. Like, they were more separated. And that's just what happens when you're plugged in the Matrix. It's just all about work, 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 money, money, money. Like, so greedy. Like, his dad was very greedy compared to when Jess finds Leslie and they become best friends. Because Leslie seems like that otherworldly type person. Like, her and her family, they're not greedy, they're creative. And I think her parents were like writers or something. That's what they did for, they're basically entrepreneurs. They work from home. But it's just a very creative movie and a very sad movie. I don't want to go too much in it in case y'all have never seen it before. But when you see it, you'll know what I mean when I say sad. Like, it actually had me in, like, my eyes are watering up. Every time I see that movie, my eyes always water up because it's so freaking sad. But also a good movie you can relate to on a spiritual level. Because back then when I used to watch it, I didn't really understand. I mean, I knew it was, like, about, like, creativity and, like, just adventurous type movie, but on a spiritual level, I didn't understand it like that. But now that, like, I'm in my spiritual awakening, when I see these types of movies, I see what they are on a different perspective. Keeping your mind wide open. That's what you do when you're meditating. That's when you do when you're open-minded, when you question things. Keep an open mind, an open imagination. Because this is not the real world. This is a matrix. We're in a matrix. When you go within or when you dream, you're like in a whole different reality. When you astral project, lucid dream, that's all within you. Your consciousness within you. But, yeah. If you've never seen that movie, I highly recommend it. And you'll know what I mean when I say I can see it on a spiritual level, because it is definitely one of those types of movies. But just want to make this quick video, and in the meantime, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.